Hi everybody, again, this is Tamia Mersman. In this quick little video, I'm going to show you guys what I do with breakout rooms. So I am going to switch back to my Zoom classroom that we already set up in the last video. Okay, so here's our Zoom classroom. I have it set up with my managed participants, my group chat, and I'm going to hide this. So this is what you're going to look at. All you need to do, which is super, super easy, is I have my start video. I have my video closed right now, but normally you would be able to see me and I would be able to see everybody in the classroom in kind of a Brady Bunch, showing my age, and sort of a Brady Bunch gallery view. So I'm going to hit breakout rooms. If you go into breakout rooms, if you want to divide people equally or divide them kind of randomly and automatically into different groups. For instance, if you want to say, I'm going to put you guys in discussion groups of 3 or 4 people and you don't care who's in what room, then you can have the computer do it, have Zoom do that for you automatically. You can just tell them how many rooms you want to split up into, and it'll create those for you. I don't do that much in my class, and I anticipate you will not do that much in your classes if you're doing simulations, because you have, of course, specific people that need to be paired with specific people. So what I do then is you always want to be doing manually. Right now I have assigning 0 participants because I am the only one in the room right now, but let's say you might have 15 participants and you say how many rooms that you're going to want to create, okay? So I'm going to be putting, let's say 7 rooms, and I'm going to do it manually, and then I say create rooms. So then you're going to see this breakout room, and for each room, I never rename them. You can if you want, but I don't bother to do that. For each room, you just click on assign, and you'll be able to assign specific people, click on specific people to put in each room. Again, I don't have people in here right now, so it's impossible to show you exactly, but I'm going to send you a video that has it, that's really short, that shows it with people in it. So I'm going to assign people into all of my rooms. You can add a room, add several rooms. Got dogs barking here in the background. You can continue to add rooms if you need to. I always have one extra room than I think I need. You'll find sometimes if you get a little technology glitch that it's hard to move people from the main room into a room, or it can be hard to move people around. So sometimes you almost need a staging area of that extra breakout room. You can park somebody in if you need to and kind of, move people around from room to room. So I always have one extra room that is empty. After you do all of your rooms, you just click open all rooms, and all of the invitations will go to your participants. So on their side, they'll see a pop-up screen that says that the host has invited you to join breakout room number 3 or whatever it is. And then they can accept that and they go into the room. Once they're all in your rooms, you can broadcast to all of the participants, and we can play around with that in our kind of virtual or our online training when we do that later this week. So you can play around and you can broadcast to all the rooms if you have a message to everybody, or you're counting down the time they have left, anything like that. And then you can also close out all of the rooms and pull everybody back to the main room. Because people sometimes take different times for their simulations, I've chosen to almost always go to a break. So let's say it's what if you're taking a 10-minute break or something halfway through class, I send them off to break. I get them all set up in their rooms so I can double check and make sure I have the right people in the right rooms. And then I open them up right before class should start back up again. And then I can see when each person gets into the room and see if somebody hasn't shown up, or figure out kind of what's going on. So a couple of the things with the breakout rooms I just want to point out to you guys that I've found over time is, one is that you cannot record a breakout room. So if they go into a breakout room, you can't record it and look at it later. They can share their screen, they can save things from the screen, they can save their notes, however they want to do it, but you cannot record that. So you can only record your main room. The second thing is that if you want to move around rooms and kind of pop into different rooms and see how everybody's doing, you can absolutely do that, but there's no way to do that without a big, like a black screen with your name on it coming into the room. So we used to use Adobe Classroom, and I could sort of surreptitiously kind of sneak in and out of rooms, and if they weren't paying attention, they didn't see me. Now you're going to literally pop in the room. Of course, if we were doing this in the classroom, you'd walk into the room anyway and they would see you. So I just wanted to let you know that when you move around rooms, they will see you come into and out of the room. I turn my camera off so I'm less distracting, and I just tell them ahead of time that I'm going to do that, and please try and ignore me. And of course, they have a tough time ignoring me, but it does work pretty well, and certainly as well as it would if we were sitting all in the same classroom. The last thing that I do is, because people take different amounts of times to do their simulations, if I'm doing a full negotiation, I generally have them do that at the end of class. So I've kind of shifted my class work around. So if they're going to be together for 45 minutes or an hour doing a negotiation, they do that at the end of class, and then they can leave whenever they are finished. I do keep notes, and I can see how long people take. So if they're only there for 10 minutes, I know it. But that way you don't have people sort of virtually hanging out in an empty room for you to call them back. But however you want to handle that, of course, is up to you. But that's just a couple things I've done to change things around. At the end, when you close the rooms, you can get in advanced settings and set a certain amount of time. So I usually tell them time is up. And then the way I have my online classroom set up, when I hit close rooms, I think they have 3 minutes, and it counts down before the room automatically closes, so they can wrap up their conversations or save anything from a screen share or anything like that that they need. It is as simple as that, and it works quite well. The last thing I'm going to mention is that you will want the students to get into your class however they've been instructed through Canvas. If they get in from a link, sometimes the way they get in from a link, it is challenging to move them around the different breakout rooms. I wish I could explain to you why it is, but I know when we're teaching with our online partner, as long as they get in through the classroom portal, they're just fine. If they've gotten in through their phone through just a link, or somebody forwards them the link or something like that, then sometimes they don't show up properly on my screen in order to get into a breakout room. It's absolutely no problem if what we're doing is just talking, and it doesn't matter, if they're not doing breakout rooms, that's just fine. But if you're going to need them in breakout rooms, that can be a big challenge. So that's it for breakout rooms. We'll have time to talk about it later this week. I just wanted you guys to have a basic run through of how it works from the host end.